Hi there. This is GK Pro's 50 Day Spoken English classes. Welcome to day 15th, and we are dealing with something really important today, guys. All right. So, we are not learning difficult grammar rules. However, we are learning how to use simple grammar to speak clearly and confidently. And that's our topic for today, okay? So, today's goal is to learn to use simple grammar and make those longer, clearer, and more confident sentences. By the end of the session, you will learn how to speak in clear sentence blocks. I will let you know what this is exactly, which will in turn help you to avoid those broken and confusing phrases in English without fear and help you to use grammar naturally whilst speaking. One of the most important parameter that we are going to kind of cover today, and also looking at using a simple vocabulary and not advanced vocabulary. I also told you many times, I reinforce that please do not look at using advanced or complicated words when you are using English as your communication tool. Please go for simple words, and that will help you to organize your thoughts indirectly. Okay, now that is something very, very important. Great. Let's start our first section for today. Let's move on to the first section, and that is the warm up section, you guys. Here we are going to know why speaking feels so hard many times. Why do you think it feels so hard? Okay, many learners know grammar, all right, they know tenses, they know grammatical rules as well. But why do you think they still struggle? Because firstly, when they even before talking, they start thinking of rules, they start translating into their mother tongues, all right. And the most important thing is they try to build perfect sentences even before speaking. Now we are going to change that. At least we are going to do that. At least we are going to change that. Because, my friends, grammar should support your speaking, but it should not stop your speaking. We as people, we are not native American speakers. I mean, we are not native English speakers, or we are not Americans. So there we grammar pretty much becomes our enemy. So it should be our support. It should not stop our speaking. Now that is what is the most important uh, criteria for today. So that's the way we are going to move ahead now. All right, let's look at our section 2 is the topic core grammar tool. Okay, here's a very important idea for today. That is, you do not need long sentences, all right? You need clear sentence blocks. When I say sentence blocks, I mean think of English like building blocks. You know those small toys with what the children play with. Normally, those blocks, the plastic ones, they kind of make layer by layer, and it kind of transforms into a structure. Now that is how I want you guys to think in English. All right. So let's go ahead and see what I exactly mean. Let me show you three very simple speaking blocks. Okay. The first block over here, as you can see on the screen, is subject plus verb. It's pretty much very easy. When I say subject, it's a person, or it's pretty much the person who does the action. Okay, subject plus verb. Verb again is something that deals with everyday actions. Now, for example, I work, she studies, they celebrate. Very simple, very clear, right? Let's move on to block number 2 from there. After I kind of use subject plus verb, I'm going to look at adding time, all right, and place. This is what it says, right? Time. This is a picture of time, and this is a picture of a place or a location, obviously. Now, let's look at a strategy where we are looking at doing that. Okay, so I work. I work in an office. So this is place very clearly. I just added that to the already existing subject plus verb. She studies in the morning. Now, in the morning is what? In the morning is time. I'm adding some time to it. So, same sentence, that is, I work in an office, just elaborated it. Then, she studies in the morning. So, that's great. Just one small addition. Let's quickly move on to block number three. Now, um, with a lot of thought process, we as humans, we need to kind of relate with the concept of how we can bring in a feeling or a reason when we are talking in English. So, here we are looking at adding those two things in order to make the sentence more meaningful. That's it. So, it's something like, I work in an office, all right. This is till here it is block one. In an office, block two, and I enjoy it. So this is where you're adding a feeling. Okay. Now she studies in the morning because is a word that is connected very closely to giving a reason. All right. So she studies in the morning because why? What is the reason? Because it is quiet. So, therefore, you can just go ahead and elaborate your simple sentence to sound more fluent. All right. So, this is grammar. Already, this is grammar, but also known as spoken grammar. Okay. Now, please remember these blocks. That is block one, that is okay, subject plus verb. Block two, wherein you're going to add time and a place, and block three, wherein you're looking at adding a feeling and a reason. Amazing. Let's just move on to section three for today, also, which is dealing with a topic, speaking tactic number one. Now, what is speaking tactic number one? This is just a fancy topic, all right? It's very simple, wherein you're looking at adding one more line to already existing block. So, what are the blocks that are already existing? Subject plus verb. To that, you're looking at adding time and place. Later, you're looking at adding feeling and the reason. Okay. Now, you're just adding one more line to it. As you can see on the screen, fluent speakers don't use big grammar. Just keep that in mind. They just use, simple English to communicate, and I think we are doing pretty much good with that as well. All right. So let's look at a weak example. If someone asks you, where do you work? If you just say, I work in IT, it doesn't really, it sounds okay, but doesn't really impact the listener. So let's just go ahead and kind of make it a bit stronger. I work in IT. I enjoy it because reason. I like problem solving. How about that? Looks really nice, right? I mean, it sounds really nice. Great. So, moving on. Another example for today. I like English. That's it. Now, many people stop here. Why to stop? Can you just increase the length of the sentence? You can just say, I like English and I practice every day. All right, that also sounds good. So basically, these are the tactics when I say that at GK Pro, we are kind of helping you to build those strategies along with the grammar. Please go ahead and tune into all the sessions starting from day one. Today is the day 15th. I hope you are reaping the benefits, guys, the ones who are actually following the videos. All right, great. Let's move on to the next section, that is section 4, where we are dealing with present versus past for clarity. Okay, now here I would just want to tell you that I have already, kind of completed the whole topic on tenses in the past videos. I have already done that. I have touched all the tenses. Please go ahead and look at those the videos as well, those sessions as well, in order to relate with the concept. This is just a part of the revision, all right? It's just a small part wherein I have included revision in order to understand how present versus past in the form of sentences. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk about something that creates much of the confusion for many of the learners, and that's tenses, right? Here is the only rule you need today. Okay, today you just need to understand this. Whenever you're talking about present tense, it is your routine or what's happening now. That's it. just don't think beyond that. It is just your routine or what is happening now. And now when you're looking at past, it is something that you've finished or some event that has finished in your life. Let's look at some examples. I work from home. This is just a present situation. Yesterday I worked from home. Past, correct? Similarly, I enjoy festivals. Present. Last Diwali, I enjoyed the festival. Obviously, past. Now, here, guys, I would like to kind of, emphasize on certain words known as time words. Time words. Now, what are time words? Time words are those words that help you to enhance the way you sound when you're speaking in English. Let's look at certain time words for today. That is today, usually, okay, now, yesterday, last week, and last year. Uh, Let me try to make some sentences, okay? That is, today, all right, today I met my best friend. Usually I go on long walks. Now I think I'm just gonna now I think I'm just going to sleep for a bit or sleep for a while. Yesterday, I met my best friend. Last week, me and my friend went out. Okay, last year, I had the greatest time with my mother. So basically, these words enhance the way you speak. Also, the listener is impacted in a pretty much in such a sense wherein they think that okay, this person knows what they are talking about. So using time words helps you to improve the quality of your sentences. So here, guys, I would just want you to pause the video. Okay, yes, please pause the video here and try to make your own sentences using today, usually, now, yesterday, last week, and last year as your time words. Now, notice something important. Time words guide grammar automatically. When you use today, you would want to add a certain sentence following that. So, that is the whole idea. Please pause the video and make your own sentences, guys, because practice is what makes you perfect. And it is very, very important in the long run, at least when you're looking at learning English as your language. Okay. Now, let's move on to the section number 5, which deals with speaking tactic number 2 for today, and that is describe and upgrade method. Now, what is describe? Describe is obviously when you're looking at elaborating something that you're seeing. And upgrade method, how do you upgrade a language? How do you upgrade a language? Let me share a secret. You can upgrade English with the help of this word, that is a grammatical tool known as adjective. Okay, adjectives are very close friends to nouns. All right, now if you look at this here, all right, if you look at this here, you basically can improve the quality of your sentence. And why do you think this works? Is because most learners speak correctly, but their English sounds flat and boring. It does not have meaning, it does not have emotion, and it does not have clarity because they do not go forward and use adjectives in their sentences. They just simply say very small and very boring sentences, which doesn't really feel good. However, grammatically, those sentences are also correct, but I would say make that simple sentence into a longer one and a better sounding sentence just by adding one adjective. Let's look at the method, okay? Basic sentence, take a basic sentence and add one adjective. That's it. You don't speak longer. You really don't have to speak longer. It will sound better when you speak with adjectives. Let's look at some examples for today. Okay, here, let's look at some example. My beautiful friend moved to Kansas. Beautiful describes the friend's appearance, right? So that is an adjective. My brilliant friend moved to Kansas. Now, brilliant describes the friend's intelligence. It's the same friend, but we are giving you different adjectives to just try to wrap your heads around how nice the sentences really transform with the use of these adjectives, and literally helps you to upgrade the whole sentence. All right, let's look at the third example. My hilarious friend moved to Kansas. Same friend, but she's hilarious this time. How about that? Hilarious describes the friend's sense of humor. That's more important. Okay. Now let's look at certain adjectives when you are kind of using adjectives in related to work. My work was okay. Now this is a basic sentence. All right. How about I say my work was challenging? Right. This is a very good way to tell a person that how difficult a person's day was. Now I can simply say I felt tired. How about I say I felt exhausted? Okay. The class was good. The class was useful. The meeting was fine. The meeting was productive. So basically, these are the difference, or these are the main, what can I say, grammar tools or rules that you really need to embed in your system when you're talking in English. Adjectives are your friend. They are pretty much a smart way to upgrade the way you speak in English. Okay, guys. So now, moving on to the next section, which is one of my favorite sections here. Okay, the guided practice session. I want you to pause the video again. I want you to pause the video here. Okay, I want you to pause the video here and complete these sentences. My dad was dash. I felt. Okay, the class was. So kind of add your own adjectives. One adjective is enough, guys. Please remember that. Don't go about using two or three adjectives just to sound fancy. Let's look at a contrast here. Weak speaking. My day was okay. I was tired. How about saying my day was busy? I felt tired but satisfied. And that's something that works, all right? This is how grammar improves speaking. Okay, let's look at uh, a model here. That is, my work was challenging. Okay, I felt exhausted, but the meeting was productive. Just hold on. I think it is this particular diagram is, yes, now I can see this whole thing. Just hold on, let me take my tool. Yes, now my work was challenging. I felt exhausted, but the meeting was productive. Okay, it's the same structure, but it adds more meaning. Great. Now, just kind of pause the video here again. Now, guys, when I say pause the video, please go ahead and do the same because this is for your own good. I feel that this is more beneficial than me sharing concepts with you. Take the time and pause the video and practice when I say to practice, or you also can do an alternative thing is that you can just take down the question wherever you feel comfortable with using a pen or a paper or in your notepad anywhere. All right, and then you can practice it after the session as well. That also makes true sense. Okay, so let's look at the activity. Speak using three sentences only. Now, the structure is first you add time, then you add an action, and then a feeling. Let's see how it sounds. I have an example for you today. All right, that is yesterday I attended a meeting. Time, yesterday I attended a meeting. Action, I spoke in English. A feeling, I felt way confident or I felt very confident. Okay, another example. Today, time again, I'm practicing English. I'm speaking slowly. I feel better. Okay. Now, this, kind of builds mostly control over your tenses, gives you that confidence along with some clarity, guys. So, when I say this, that, the same paragraph here, the small paragraph here, or these three lines, I feel that there is a sense of flow. If I say today I'm practicing English and I'm speaking slowly, instead of this I, you can also use but, which is a conjunction. You can just say today I'm practicing English, I'm speaking slowly, but I feel better. So this kind of automatically gets that fluency going. All right. Now moving on to section 7, that is 30-second structured speaking challenge. Again, to let you know, these sessions are all designed around one strategy wherein I'm giving you these guided practice section in the same lesson, wherein you really have to pause the video. So you are going to pause the video here as well and try to do at least what I tell you to do, okay? That is, the prompt is, or the question is, talk about something you recently did. Okay? Talk about something you did recently. Now, the rules are start with a time word, like yesterday, usually, nowadays, things like that. Um, Now, often, all these are time words. Use simple sentences. Do not complicate or overcrowd your sentence with a lot of parts of speech, and then add one extra line. I have given an example also for your sake. That is, last weekend I met my friends. We talked for some time. I enjoyed the moment. A very simple way to express what a person actually did last weekend. Last weekend I met my friends. We talked for some times. I enjoyed the moment a lot. Okay, simple English is pretty much what we are looking at. Remember that. Start basic and then you can go on into the advanced version of how you can put your sentence forward. Great. Grammar is not a test, guys. Okay, it's not a test, and it's actually a tool. And always remember this, that fluency comes from clear structure and not complex grammar. Just really need to tell you that. Okay, now I would like to tell you that you know uh, these these speaking tactics are practiced step by step at GK Pro Academy, and if you want a guided practice session that mixes grammar and speaking naturally, you can join us through the free course link in the description. Please remember one thing, all right? Just remember one thing, that you are starting free here, but continue only when you feel ready, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Today was the day 15th. Now we are going to jump into the day 16th, and hope to see you there as well. I'm going to give you a full-blown session about adjectives and the importance of adjectives in our next session. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead.